All right, everybody, what is going on? Good afternoon. And obviously, we're a little bit early, but apparently, and I do want to say that word apparently because I don't know for sure, the schedule for the Seattle Seahawks has now been released in full. It's not official. We don't have it from the NFL itself yet, but if you piece together all the leaks, apparently the whole thing is out. And apparently it's been out for a little while now. It's been out for close to an hour. So I don't want to sit here and wait until 5 or 5:30 or whatever just to talk about something that people have already known for a while. So I figured at this point, if the whole schedule is out, we may as well just go ahead and cut a video. I haven't looked at it. I'm aware of some things, but I haven't actually looked at the whole schedule in one kind of overarching understanding. So we're going to do that now. This video is sponsored by Prize Picks. I pulled up the tweet from Emerald City Spectrum that has what is believed to be the Seahawks schedule. But again, I want to stress we don't know for sure if all of this is accurate, and we won't for about, as of me recording this video, an hour and 45 minutes. So going to go ahead and pull it up now. And for the first time, I'm actually going to look at it and try to process it. I want to be clear. I've seen some of this stuff, but I haven't really taken the time to try to process any of it yet. So this is going to be my first reaction, even if technically I've seen some of this already. So, Emerald City Spectrum. Okay, unofficial 2026 Seahawks schedule. Let's go ahead and get into it. So, we knew about the Patriots, the Wednesday night football game. Okay, sure, no problem. And then we got 2 road games in a row. Got the Cardinals, we got the Commanders. Both teams that, well, the Cardinals will probably be pretty bad. The Commanders, I don't know. I don't know what to think of that Commanders team right now. I think they're going to be kind of bad, but it is a 3,000-mile flight over to Washington. There is something to be said for that, even though we did handle that game without problem, without issue last year. The Commanders should be better than they were last year. Okay, so pretty tame start to the season, if that is indeed what we've got here. Home against the Chargers. We'll see what the Chargers end up being this year. It's a little earlier in the season, though, so maybe it's more likely they're going to be healthy at that point, especially on the offensive line, which has been their main issue. And then you've got your second home game against the 49ers in Week 5. Again, a little bit early. Little bit more likely that the Niners are relatively healthy at that point, although it is early enough to make you wonder about George Kittle. I know they're saying Kittle's going to be ready for the regular season, but I'm not completely convinced of that, so we'll see. So there's your first 5 games. All right. And then we got Week 6 in Denver on Thursday Night Football. So that is a road game with a short week of preparation. So that's always a pain. The nice thing, though, the thing that jumps out to me here is that you've got a game against the Broncos that is not in September. Famously, Denver, the Broncos are very hard to beat in September at home because home field advantage is such a big deal that early in the season because the players are still kind of playing themselves into shape and the altitude's a big problem. But getting to play them in October, a little bit more manageable. So that's kind of nice. I appreciate that. And then we've got a Sunday night game at home against Kansas City Week 7. So Mahomes should be back by then. Question is, will Mahomes be good? And realistically, there's a chance Mahomes won't be good all season long. So that may be unavoidable, but Week 7, he should at least be playing. If you like sports, then the best way to make them even better and more exciting is using the Prize Picks app, where it always feels good to be right. Prize Picks makes daily fantasy simple. Just pick more or less on your favorite players and build lineups with a few taps. Whatever sport you're into, and obviously we are now firmly into the NFL offseason, so we're all about baseball. We got some basketball, we got some hockey, whatever it is you like. Prize Picks gives you a fun way to stay locked in while you're watching. Definitely make sure to use the promo code HMA. Prize Picks is hooking up users with $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. If you use that promo code, that is HMA. I've had a great time on Prize Picks so far, so definitely get on over to it. Check it out. and make sure to get your lineups. And don't forget about team picks, where you can pick winners, spreads, and totals on any major game. So download the app now, use HMA, and get on over to Prize Picks, where it always feels good to be right. And remember, always gamble responsibly. All right, and then after the Chiefs, you got the Bears, Monday Night Football, home. A lot of people suggested that the reason why they didn't want to have the Bears game be early was because they would want to have the Bears game be late because it would be so significant for seeding in the NFC. But no, they actually put it in the middle of the season. A little bit funky. Not crazy about that. That's almost like the dog days. And I know the NFL doesn't really have dog days, but I would have liked to have that. If it's not going to be early, it should be late, because I think that game's going to be a big deal. At the same time, I guess you never really know who's going to be good and who's going to be bad. Last year, you would have assumed the Commanders would have been one of the best teams we played. Instead, they were one of the worst, so who knows? We got home against the Cardinals, so check this out. We have 5 home games in 6 weeks and 3 home games in a row. Little bit funky. Little bit funky. Kind of like it, though. You know, you can build some real momentum here. And even the road game you have at Denver, you don't have to go to the East Coast for that. So that's kind of nice. Then you go at Raiders. So that's nice. And then you got the bye week between 2 road games in week 11 at 49ers on the other side of that. So you get an extra week to prepare for the Niners. And I imagine the Niners will be good this year. I don't know if they'll be great. I don't know if they're going to be elite, but I imagine they'll at least be good. So getting the extra week before that Niners game is definitely a positive. And then you got back-to-back home games. You got a Monday night game against the Cowboys. We'll see what the Cowboys are this year. I think they're going to be frisky, but maybe they won't be good. And then you've got home against the Giants as well. So another back-to-back home game stint. At Eagles, Sunday Night Football. This is where things get painful, right? You can already see it, right? You've got road Eagles, Sunday Night Football, late in the season. You've got home against the Rams. This is, I believe, the Christmas game, Friday Night Football. So that should be a nationally televised primetime game. You've got at Panthers, week 17. So you're traveling across the country. One of the few games we play this year where you travel across the country and probably play early against a Panthers team that might be okay. I don't know. I'm not going to get too crazy about it, but they should be okay. And then at Rams to finish the season. So that right there, that is a big punch in the last 4 games of the season. Eagles, Rams, Panthers, Rams, 3 of those games on the road, 2 of those games on the East Coast, and the other 2 against your primary division rival, and probably your main rival for getting back to the Super Bowl. So that's the schedule. All right. So we go home heavy in that first 9 weeks, right? We get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 primetime games, kind of, if the Friday night game counts. Because we go Wednesday night, Thursday night, Sunday night, Monday night, Sunday night, Friday night. Yeah, 7. And don't rule out the possibility of a flex to a primetime spot for like the Panthers game or Rams game, by the way. Even the 49ers game is not completely unfathomable. We'll just have to see how things break. The bye week is well positioned, right? Between 2 road games that are both on the West Coast. And right before an important game in San Francisco. If you win that game, you're probably well positioned to handle your business the rest of the way. So I like where the bye week is. And yeah, I like the fact that we get the Broncos after September. The Chiefs is early. So even if Mahomes is playing, which I think he will be, he'll probably still be kind of acclimating himself back to playing at a high level. So it's not like we're going to get the late season Chiefs when Mahomes has had the opportunity to really come all the way back. Let's see here. And you know, I kind of was talking about this last year and it didn't end up playing out this way, but letting the Rams get to the end of the season, I will say this. Like, what is Stafford going to be by week 16 and week 18? Right? We played this game last year and it ended up working out for them, but like is Stafford even going to be upright by week 16? at his age with his mileage, it's definitely different than if you play the Rams in week 4 or something, right? Okay. So I'd say that breaks out fairly well. The only thing that really is like obnoxious is the last 4 weeks. That is a gauntlet. And like I said before, there's a real chance you end up playing the Rams again within the next couple weeks after the season because of the playoffs. Okay, so I can sign off on this, man. They gave us kind of a little bit of a runway to get off to a 3-0 start as long as you take care of your business, and they get 2 of these, I would say, softer road games out of the way early. I don't know about the Commanders, but I don't think they're going to be great. And then, Chargers at home, that should be a game you expect to win for obvious reasons. Home against the Niners. So there is a runway here for you to start 5-0 without doing anything over the top crazy. And the Broncos game, I think that's the first one that really kind of maybe punches you in the gut a little bit. But then you got 3 home games in a row. Yeah, I like the schedule, man. I like it. I think this is pretty agreeable. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. I am going to be posting something over on Bleacher Report either later tonight or early tomorrow, so keep an eye out. Everyone have a good rest of your day. Maybe I'll make another video later tonight to talk about the official schedule in case anything changes. But assuming this is what we actually have to deal with this year, then there's nothing further to say. I may stream later tonight. We'll see about that. And we'll talk about this more. All right. Go Hawks. Definitely annoyed a little bit that this leaked so early, but at the same time, at least now I get to get this out of the way now. Go Hawks.